Japan, 1645. A legendary samurai feels death approaching. The hands that once held the most feared katana now tremble. With only days left, he decides to leave behind something that could change lives forever. What Miyamoto Musashi wrote in his final days may be exactly what you need to stop being controlled by fear. But once you understand this, there's no going back. Imagine living without anxiety, without depending on others' opinions, without being shaken by circumstances. It sounds impossible, yet in 1645, Musashi did something extraordinary. He condensed a lifetime of battles, victories, and defeats into 21 rules, not for other samurai, but for himself. A final gift. These principles still solve modern problems, because human struggles have never changed, only the context has. The anxiety you feel today mirrors that of a samurai before battle, different stakes. Same psychology. The social pressure you face at work is like that of the imperial court. But Musashi found solutions, and today you'll learn how to apply them. Before we dive into the precepts, you need to understand the man. Musashi was no ordinary warrior. At 13, he won his first duel. Before he turned 30, he was undefeated. Many say he won more than 60 duels. Yet the more he fought, the more he realized the real enemy wasn't other samurai, it was himself, his fears, his desires, his attachments, and his weaknesses. Real strength, he found, is self-mastery. This understanding became the docket, the way of walking alone. Now, this doesn't mean social isolation. It means emotional independence, not needing anyone else to feel whole. Think about it. How often do you make choices based on what others might think? How often do you avoid doing something out of fear of judgment? How often do you feel bad because you didn't get the validation you expected? Musashi grasped a simple truth. If your happiness depends on things outside of you, you can never be free. True freedom makes you unshakable. Of his 21 precepts, 5 can completely transform your life, and the very first one directly contradicts modern society. Precept 1. Do not seek pleasure for its own sake. This isn't about becoming a monk. It's about not being enslaved by desire. Modern life revolves around instant pleasure, fast food, social media feeds, endless entertainment. This creates a powerful dependence. When pleasure dictates your mood, you lose control. Musashi saw this centuries ago. He who controls desire controls his life. He who is controlled by desire controls nothing. When you stop chasing pleasure, you paradoxically become happier because you stop needing external triggers to feel good. Precept 2. Do not cling to things. Society teaches us that happiness equals more money, more status, more followers, more recognition. Musashi saw the opposite. The more you cling, the more fragile you become. Anything you can lose shouldn't define you. Have things, but don't let things have you. When you don't cling, you can lose everything and still remain yourself. Precept 3. Have no preferences in regard to yourself. What Musashi meant was this: don't identify with your own shifting likes and dislikes. Our preferences change constantly. If you attach your identity to them, you're signing up for a life on an emotional roller coaster. Unshakable people know who they are beyond their temporary tastes. Precept 4. Do not seek to be loved or lovable. This isn't about being cruel, it's about being authentic. It means stop trying to please everyone. Stop altering yourself to be accepted. Stop saying yes when you mean no. Every time you hide your truth to maintain harmony, you imprison yourself. And here's the paradox: authenticity is magnetic. When you stop trying so hard to be liked, people respect you more. Precept 5. Do not be guided by feelings of lust or love. This is not a rejection of love, but a refusal to be ruled by it. So many people lose themselves in relationships, making poor decisions fueled by emotional dependence. True love is mutual freedom, not possession. When you don't need someone to complete you, you can offer the strongest, healthiest version of yourself. Modern science even backs this up. Studies show that relationships rooted in healthy independence last far longer than those based on emotional need. Neuroscientists confirm that choosing a partner freely, not out of need, creates far stronger bonds. But beyond the science, the greatest impact is the personal freedom you gain when you realize your happiness doesn't depend on anyone else. So, how do you actually apply the docket in your daily life? Theory without action is useless. Let's look at situation 1. Social media anxiety. That sinking feeling when your post doesn't get enough likes. The envy you feel when others seem happier. This is the trap of external validation. Apply Musashi's rule. Post only when you truly want to. Before you hit that button, ask yourself, am I doing this for myself or for others? If it's for others, don't post. Try this for just 1 week. You'll be shocked at how much emotional energy you were spending chasing approval. Situation 2. Pressure at work. Maybe you feel controlled by your boss's opinions or anxious about how your work is perceived. Musashi would say, do your work with excellence, but do not attach your identity to the results. You control your effort, not the reactions of others. When you stop stressing over what you can't control, you become far more effective. Situation 3. Toxic relationships. So many people stay in harmful relationships, romantic, familial, or friendships out of a deep fear of being alone. The docket teaches that it is better to be alone and true than accompanied and false. Loneliness isn't the absence of people, it's the absence of authenticity. When you stop tolerating disrespect or shrinking yourself for acceptance, you naturally attract genuine connections. Situation 4. Consumerism. How often have you bought something believing it would make you happy, only to feel the excitement fade in a matter of days? Musashi lived with very little, not out of poverty, but by choice. The fewer things you depend on, the freer you are. To apply this, try this simple rule. Wait 48 hours before any non-essential purchase. If after 2 days you still want it, and it doesn't hurt your finances, then buy it. You'll eliminate most of your impulsive decisions. But there's a much deeper aspect to the docket. Musashi wrote these 21 rules knowing he had very little time left. Many say he had stomach cancer. Facing death gave him absolute clarity. He reduced life down to what truly matters. And here's the uncomfortable truth. We are all going to die. The difference is that most of us pretend we won't, and we waste our time on trivial things. When you accept your own mortality, not in a morbid way, but realistically, your priorities change instantly. You stop worrying so much about others' opinions. You stop postponing your dreams. You stop living according to someone else's expectations. This is the final lesson of the docket. Live as if you would die tomorrow. Prepare as if you will live forever. So what does it mean to be unshakable? It doesn't mean being emotionless. It means having a foundation so strong that the storms of life don't break you. It means being able to lose everything and still remain yourself. Most people are like leaves blown by the wind. Musashi became a mountain. You can, too. And now, the final question for you. If you had only 1 week left to live, how would you live today? What fears would you drop? What masks would you remove? What truths would you finally speak? You don't need to wait. You can start now. The docket isn't about preparing to die, it's about finally learning how to live. If you've watched this far, you've already taken the first step. Seeking uncomfortable wisdom is an act of courage in itself. The question is, will you just know this, or will you apply it? The choice, as it always has been, is yours. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more wisdom that challenges the way you think.